Hi there. Hello, how are you? I'm Jennifer, and no, don't say it before me. I'm supposed to do the introductions. So I'm Jennifer, and this is PrepClass. Yeah, I said that. Okay, so we are going to learn. Okay, in this learning session and in the forthcoming learning sessions, we're going to be learning more like going through the JSCE English Language Plus questions for the year 2016. Yeah, we'll be doing that. So, but before we do that, I have something in store for you. Yeah, I do. I have something in store for you. But guess what? I'm not going to ask you to subscribe. Yeah. Are you happy? Really? You're happy I'm not going to ask you to subscribe to our channel? Yeah, sure. Okay, I said I wasn't going to ask you to subscribe to our channel. Really? I mean, I'm tired of doing that, and I honestly feel that subscribing to a channel or liking a channel is something you do, not because you're asked to do that, but because you want to do it and perhaps out of the goodness of your heart, or because you find it interesting, you find the channel interesting. So I'm going to leave it to your better sense of judgment. Yeah, or something. I'm going to ask you to subscribe to our channel. Nah, I'm doing that. And I'm not going to ask you to like our channel either, or to come. No, I'm going to ask you to comment. Yeah, I'm going to ask you to comment, because right here we have a comparison passage. But before we go on to that, there are educational facts that I want you to know. Look, let's face it. Education in school isn't all that boring now, is it? I mean, remember when you had to struggle for hours to learn how to or understand how to make the electric circuit? Only when to proudly show it off to your friends and your cousins when you finally did it, and I'm sure you felt cool, right? Yeah, you did feel cool. So there, you see it? Education isn't always boring. It isn't. See? And speaking of facts, there are some facts I also want you to know about education. There are educational facts. Like number one, can you believe that in China, Chinese students are given the most homework? Yeah, they're given the most homework. And that is to say that the average Chinese teenager spends 14 hours every week on homeworks and assignments. Can you believe that? Yeah, so I guess you're lucky to not have to do that, right? Yeah, right. Okay, so here's another amazing educational fact. Do you know that in Holland, you get to start school on the day you turn 4, which means there's always someone new in school. Yeah, there you got that. And do you also know that in Iran, boys are taught separately from girls? That's to say that boys are differentiated from girls in school. They don't sit together, they learn together until they get to college. Word, right? Yeah, word. So basically, boys and girls are educated separately right until they get to college. Okay, so here's another fact. Do you know that in Japan, Japanese students are actually the most independent set of students? Ask me why. Yeah, that is because they clean up the classrooms on their own, they go to school on their own, and they take lunches to school on their own, which means there are no janitors, and certainly no canteens at school. So they're pretty independent students, or pupils, pretty independent. And here is the last fact. Do you know that the oldest school is found in Canterbury, England? And it was named the King's School, founded sometime around 597 AD. Yeah, don't look at me like that. I'm done telling you your educational fact, at least now. So how about you? search around for other educational facts. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of amazing educational facts that you could discover, and drop in your comments. Let me know the most amazing educational facts that you have come up with or that you have discovered. Now, here you go. I bet you didn't learn all that at school, did you? So you see here at PrepClass, we're amazing, right? Okay, so having said that, I hope you change your perspective about education. I hope you don't get to associate the word boring with education all the time. So education doesn't always have to be boring, and that is why here at PrepClass we're trying to make it as fun as possible. Okay, so here is your comprehension passage, and of course we all know that that's the tradition in English language exams, so let's get right into it. Aina stood up immediately. She noticed the strange movement. She fixed her eyes on the object and saw that it was a cord. The cord unrolled itself and began to move slowly away. Aina screamed and moved to the far end of the room, expecting the children to follow her. When she turned, she was amazed to see all the royal pupils sitting quietly on their seats, heads bowed in an attitude of respect. Not one of them had moved or made a sound. The classroom was as quiet as a graveyard. All the children's eyes were fixed on the snake as it moved in lazy curves along the length of the table. With a feeling of shame, Aina returned to her seat, where she decided to watch this interesting sight. She even managed to share a little of the children's fascination as she looked at the clear eyes of the snake. She had never seen one like it since she was posted to the village. To Aina, each second seemed like an hour. As it moved closer, Aina could not swallow or breathe well. As she held her breath in terror, the snake dropped into her laps, and Aina passed out. Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, I can imagine that. I mean, a lot of us will have that phobia, that fear for crawling insects. Yeah. What was it called again? I can't remember. Please drop in your comments. Let me know what it's called. I knew it. I knew it. The fear for crawling insects. I knew it. No, crawling is an insect? No. The fear for crawling insects in animals. It has a term. I can't remember. I can't remember. I can't believe that I can't remember. Please remind me, drop in your comments, let me know what it's called, please. Really? I can't remember. I really can't remember. Okay, so let's get right into answering the questions. Okay, so our first question, according to the passage, what was the attitude of the students or pupils to the snake? A, respect. B, fear. C, surprise. And D, excitement. Okay, so this is an excerpt from the passage, and it's as follows. When she turned, she was amazed to see all the royal students sitting quietly on their seats, their heads bowed in an attitude of respect. So more like this, you know, like how Chinese do it. Asians do that too, like when they bow their heads in respect, you know. So bow their head in respect, and attitude of respect shows that the attitude of the pupils to the snake was that of respect, which is, by the way, why they didn't even run away in the first place. So we have it option A, respect. Our second question, why did Aina return to her seat in shame? A, the snake moved about shamelessly. B, The children laughed at her for being afraid. C, the children were not even afraid of the snake. And D, the children had gone away. So Ada returned to her seat in shame because the students were not afraid of the snake, as seen in lines 5 to 10 of the passage. They didn't move an inch. So we have option C. The children were not even afraid of the snake. Our third question, Einar could not swallow or breathe. The above expressions shows that A, Einar was fainting, B, Einar was very afraid, C, Einar was very surprised, and D, Einar was so excited. So Einar could not swallow or breathe. That shows that she was afraid of the snake. You know, like when something's scary, I don't know if you have experienced something scary, a very horrible or scary thing, or if you've been in such a situation, I'm sure you can relate to that. So Einar's inability to swallow or breathe showed that she was scared. She was afraid of the snake. And we have it option B. Einar was very afraid. Our fourth question, which word in the passage shows that the pupils were children of a king? A, temple, B, village, C, respect, and D, royal. An indication that the pupils were children of the king was because of the word royal on the line 6 of the passage. So when you go to the line 6 of the passage, you're going to see a word royal. Something about royal students. So the word royal on the line 6 of the passage is an indication that the pupils were children of the king. And we have option D, royal. Our fifth question, the expression Einar passed out means that A, Einar collapsed, B, Einar fainted, D, Einar died, and C, Einar died, and D, Einar ran out. So to pass out means to faint, you know, when you lose consciousness, faint. So the expression Einar passed out meant that Einar fainted. And we have an option B, Einar fainted. And with that, we've come to the end of this beautiful video. Yeah, this amazing video. And I'm sure you learned something, right? I mean, if not for anything, I'm sure you learned a fact or two about education. Something you didn't know all along. So don't forget to reach out to PrepClass. Remember, I said I was going to ask you to subscribe or like. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. But I will implore you to please drop in your comments about the most amazing educational fact that you know, or that you must have discovered, or that you will discover when you discover it. So drop in your comments and let me know, please. Teach me, let me know what, although I know that I used to know it, I just, for some reason, can't remember now. So please drop in your comments, teach me, or tell me, or remind me what the fair for crawling insects or crawling animals is called. Thank you as you do that. And don't forget to reach out to PrepClass via our website at www.prepclass.com.ng, and you can reach out to us via our telephone. Yes, and that's 090-3532-1117. Let's know what you think of our PrepClass, and let's know ways we can help you learn better and get better at schoolwork. So you're free to discuss your educational concerns with us. We're always going to be here to reply. We're always going to be here to learn with you. Take care. Study hard. Bye.